High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
Well, it seems like it was just yesterday. Welcome back, Taylor Burnett, High Plains Tech Center. I have got Don Gaines, the one and only. We're going to have Barkley Holt here, but of course the big boss didn't show. But
not enough room for all three of us.
Well, not enough room for the egos, without a doubt. We've got the two that do, and then the one that talks about it off today. So, no, just joking. We all do. But welcome back, Mr. Cotta. Right? Do you know that show? You're too young, probably, don't you? Barkley would have known That's it. Right. He'd have known that reference. But welcome back to school. Everybody has this misnomer. We talked about it a little bit last year. We talked about how things happen kind of in the summer. Especially
it's funny.
The summer.
It's funny, and I'm not originally from education, and I always,
neither am I.
I always got the question, what do you guys do during the summer? And they give you this look like there can't be much going on in the summer, and I finally have come up after 10 years in it. The best answer I can say is, we take 2 months to prepare for the next 10 months, and especially when you're doing a remodel or renovation or anything like that, because that's when we do it to try to avoid breaking up what our students are doing best all throughout the year.
And when we talk about remodel, we talk about remodel. This summer was no ifs, ands, or buts, and we really got after it. Had great contractors. The board was really on top of it. Mr. Holt was on top of it. Mr. Gaines as well. And it was really all hands on deck. The staff above and beyond, but we got it accomplished, moved in August. So tell a little bit about what we did upstairs, Mr. Gaines.
So we took 16,000 square feet from top to bottom upstairs, bare bones. And we stripped everything back and recreated the space. And really what we did, we put a lot of planning into it to kind of see how we could make most use of the space that we have instead of trying to build a new building, because we all know that's expensive, and so just making the most effective use out of the space we have, and I feel like with the product that's come out now and what we have is incredible.
And as much planning as we did and as much over planning as we did, there were still a little bit of roadblocks, especially those that have been around, Woodward and the Tech Center, especially since 1984. Those dang steel beams, right?
Beams that when you put them in, you don't think about, hey, and 30, 40 years later, they might be in somebody's way. And we did have a few, pun intended, roadblocks where we had to move a wall a few feet or, move a doorway or things like that. But, again, going back to the end product, it is incredible to see what was done and now what we have for our students to be able to use for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Until you and I are gone.
Absolutely. Long gone.
Yeah,
long
I'm
gone.
going to be long gone. You might still be hanging around a little bit. Mr. Holt and I are going to come and give you grief, is what we're going to do. But really, when you talk about, like you said, when the finished product is what it is. So tell a little bit about what is encompassing upstairs. We talked a little bit about it last year, but now we can finally put everything out there and talk exactly what it is.
So it's our health suite. So it entails everything health that we do at the Tech Center. That's our Health Careers, which is our daytime program that houses high school juniors, seniors, and we have some adults in there as well. We have our LPN program, which is our all adults, and which this year we've doubled in size. So we're excited about that. It's a good thing. We've got more space. We've created a shared lab that anybody in the health suite can use. There's going to be simulation labs up there. There's a mock apartment up there that has roll-in shower, you can roll up to the toilet just like you would at a nursing home or in a doctor's office or in a hospital setting.
Retirement village.
Exactly. It's just like what a student would see in the real world. And again, that's what we're trying to do. We also have another large classroom that is kind of our short term where we can put an EMT class. We're going to have frequent CNA classes in there. Just a really flexible space that we can teach whatever the community demands.
It's so neat. It's so special. It's multifunction. It's multi-purpose, and it is using every inch of that area that we possibly can as well. That's what I enjoy. And the cool thing is, you don't realize how much wasted space that was kind of up there before with some of those rooms, and then when it was all empty, and you see those atriums, you see what was there before, is gigantic, huge
space. And again, just as we look to continue to grow and have more offerings for the people of Northwest Oklahoma, we really did end up doing a good job. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but
come on, let's go ahead and do it.
I'm just I'm just going off the compliments we've had so far. I mean, it really takes advantage of the space and makes room to do what we need to do to train Northwest Oklahoma.
And listen, a little bit of this is because the healthcare field, ever changing, ever evolving, and the most important part of that, I'm going to say, ever growing.
Absolutely.
There's always a need. There's always a way. There's always someone needing something in the healthcare field, even in Woodard and the surrounding areas, right? I mean, that's what really matters.
Absolutely. If you're a nurse, if you're a CNA, if you're in healthcare, you're never gonna find a job if you want to find one.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about things, one of the things that we really hated is, Mr. Gaines was in the health careers before, turning away students.
Absolutely.
And it was a situation that we were running into time and time again. But guess what? Now we are growing. There's a way that they can start in health careers, go over to different short-time classes, go over into PN, and then go over across the road into RN, at Northwestern. There's a clear path there.
And that, give Mr. Holt some credit where it's due. And
gosh, he's not here. Why are we doing this?
That is, his big vision is being able to take kids right now 6th grade at TAP through 8th, 9th, 10th, and then bring them to us, and then be able to train them after they leave us and become adults, whether they go into college or they just get their training right at High Plains, and then continuing education like you do on the biz side. It's all right here in Woodward, Oklahoma.
And I don't care if people understand this or not, but I mean, I do care, actually. I want to reiterate this. I don't know if anybody has looked up what a travel PN makes, what traveling nurses make. You might want to research that before you think things, because there is a clear pathway to making a lot of money.
A lot of money. It's easy. I was talking to somebody today about, it's easy to think that if you want to work hard and you get the right training, you can make whatever you want to make.
And, with this, we're going to have CMA, Certified Medical Assistant, Medication Assistant, coming up as well in January. We're finally got accredited to do that. We really kind of waited on the space. We're waiting on things. We had a CNA class just finished. They're doing testing this week as we speak, first part of September. Things are just really rolling, and as there's things for people out there in the medical field, give Tammy Kellen a call. Give myself a call when it comes to things on that ACD side called Adult Career Development for classes that you might need, because when there's certifications, we want you to stay in Woodward. We know how it is to have to go to Stillwater, to go to Oklahoma City, to go to Tulsa. We want those things, those capabilities to be able to do things. If we have enough people in a class, I'm going to get it done.
We will make a class specific to your needs.
And guess what? The instructor might be here, the instructor might not be here, but we can get that accomplished to make it easy. We're working on other things that are on the horizon as well. The CDL came out of this concept. The health suite came out of this concept. There's just things that we're really trying to do to make ourselves better and make our community better, because listen, if we don't actually grow our own, we're in trouble. And that's what we're trying to do, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of community, the other benefit and the other thing that came out of this is we were able to create some new meeting rooms that are out there for our community, out there for needs of Northwest Oklahoma.
And if you want to come out there, our meeting rooms are that's a big burden off of our back, and it is a big burden upon the public not having meeting rooms like we did before and having to turn people away, which is one thing. If you guys know us, that's the one thing we truly, truly hate, is saying no and turning people away. But we have those meeting rooms back. We have those meeting room capabilities. We have that health suite upstairs where we can do a lot of different things. There's just that to be able to do. So we have a blood drive. You know, that's the thing Miss Cottam for a long time couldn't do. We have a blood drive the next day, tomorrow, September 7th. So come out there and do that, and it'll be our first one. Of course, we're not having it upstairs yet. But
we are actually.
Oh, okay.
We moved that, and it will be upstairs. If
we go.
Enter on the east entrance and go up the stairs on the east side. We have a new registration desk right there, and we'll feed right into the room, and everybody can participate and give blood and save lives.
And get to see the top floor, the new renovation. You only get to see a corner of it, but it's still you'll get it. You'll grasp it.
Yes.
That's what the key is more so than anything. That's what I'm excited about. Of course, I'm excited because here I am O negative. I get called all the time and have to give blood nonstop. But
that's right.
I'm glad I can just walk upstairs and give blood and do that. But everybody in the community, just come out and see what we're doing. What else is going on with the start of school with things, Mr.
Well,
Gaines?
again, like I said, every class is up in numbers, which is incredible. You know, when COVID hit several years ago, it kind of set us back, and people are coming out and realizing what we do and how we're affecting people, and the numbers we're well over 300 students. Like I said, we've got our biggest WIN class on your side. We've got
yes.
our biggest LPN class in a while. We've doubled in size from last year. Our numbers are up significantly. So it's great that it's just in time for what we've done. But the key is we're going to continue building and continue to grow the training availability in Northwest Oklahoma.
When you talk about two things when it comes to adults out there at the school, you mentioned PN, you mentioned WIND. WIND had 100% placement before people actually graduated. PN had what?
100% a pass rate on their NCLEX, and that's everybody taking it. So everybody in the class took it, and everybody passed it, which is incredible.
That is way incredible.
The state,
kudos to the staff.
The state pass rate is just over 80%, and so the last 2 years we're at 100% pass rate, which is incredible.
I mean that's the coolest thing, and that's one thing that I like to do, and like we get to talk about with things, but we also get to have that correlation between higher ed, and that's what we also like to talk about with that. That's definitely big with Mr. Holt, with the PN class or the RN class, hopefully being up there and being able to use our facilities too, because that's another thing when it comes to clinicals. Those simulation labs, people, they are legit. They really truly are. Those not animatage. I always want to say, what is it?
Animage tables. It's like a stretcher, and it's two full screens, and basically it's like a computerized cadaver, and you can strip a human back to just their vessels or just the muscles, or see the heart beating and the blood pumping out through the arteries and veins. Incredible things that we have to be able to, again, give our students the best opportunity to be successful.
It's really made me question whether to donate my body to science or not, because I would be the one that...
the program is built on an actual person that donated their body. So it's not just a computer AI-generated body. It's actually somebody that donated their body, and then there's a lot of programming, obviously, behind the scenes that show you all those different things.
But here we are. We have two of those now.
We have two. We have one in PN. We have one in health careers.
And those will get used. And I mean, that's the beauty of it. If you don't think that it's going to get used across the hall, it truly is. And,
absolutely.
That's the neat thing. So we're all excited. Give us a call. Come out and see us. Donate some blood tomorrow. Take a virtual tour while you're drinking your Gatorade and having your Nutter Butter cookies that are always staples with the blood drive. But glad to be back, right?
It is great to be back. It's great to see the students and great to have that interaction, because when it's just me, you, and Barkley,
World War III at times, almost.
At times.
Yes, you're right. All right, thanks a lot. Good to see everybody. Glad to be back, and good to see Brett across the way. And it's like it never ended, just like yesterday.
Here we are again, flying through.
We'll see you next week.
Take care.